वक्रतुंड महाकाय
सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। हरि ओम।
शुक्राना शुक्राना
शुक्राना शुक्राना
सतगुरु तेरा शुक्राना
सद्गुरु तेरा शुक्राना
शुक्राना शुक्राना
शुक्राना शुक्राना
सतगुरु तेरा शुक्राना
सद्गुरु तेरा शुक्राना।
आज भी तेरा शुक्राना
आज भी तेरा शुक्राना
कल भी तेरा शुक्राना
कल भी तेरा शुक्राना
रोज रोज तेरा शुक्राना
रोज रोज तेरा शुक्राना
शुक्राना शुक्राना
शुक्राना शुक्राना
सतगुरु तेरा शुक्राना
सद्गुरु तेरा शुक्राना
हर सुबह तेरा शुक्राना
हर शुभ तेरा शुक्राना
हर शाम तेरा शुक्राना
हर शाम तेरा शुक्राना
हर शाम तेरा शुक्राना
हर शाम तेरा शुक्राना
हर रात तेरा शुक्राना
हर रात तेरा शुक्राना
शुक्राना शुक्राना
शुक्राना शुक्राना
सतगुरु तेरा शुक्राना
सतगुरु तेरा शुकराना,
शुकराना शुकराना
शुकराना शुकराना,
सतगुरु तेरा शुकराना,
सतगुरु तेरा शुकराना,
घरिया घरिया तेरा शुकराना,
गरिया गरिया तेरा शुकराना,
पल पल तेरा शुकराना,
पल पल तेरा शुकराना,
पल पल तेरा शुकराना,
पल पल तेरा शुकराना,
हर दम तेरा शुकराना,
हर दम तेरा शुकराना,
शुकराना शुकराना,
शुकराना शुकराना,
सतगुरु तेरा शुकराना,
सतगुरु तेरा शुकराना,
शुकराना शुकराना,
शुकराना शुकराना,
बार बार तेरा शुकराना,
बार बार तेरा शुकराना,
रोम रोम मेरा शुकराना,
रोम रोम मेरा शुकराना,
रोम रोम मेरा शुकराना,
रोम रोम मेरा शुकराना,
हर एक सांस तेरा शुकराना,
अरे सांस तेरा शुकराना,
शुकराना शुकराना,
शुकराना शुकराना,
सतगुरु तेरा शुकराना,
सतगुरु तेरा शुकराना,
आज भी तेरा शुकराना,
आज भी तेरा शुकराना,
कल भी तेरा शुकराना,
कल भी तेरा शुकराना,
रोज रोज तेरा शुकराना,
रोज रोज तेरा शुकराना, शुकराना शुकराना, शुकराना शुकराना,
सतगुरु तेरा शुकराना,
सतगुरु तेरा शुकराना,
सतगुरु तेरा शुकराना,
सतगुरु तेरा शुकराना.
Satguru Tera Shukrana means gratitude to the Guru. Rama Rama रटते बीती रे उमरिया
राम राम रटते रटते बीती रे उमरिया
रघुकुल नंदन कब आओगे
रघुकुल नंदन कब आओगे
मैं शबरी बिलनी की जाई,
मैं शबरी बिलनी की जाई,
भजन भाव नहीं जानू रे,
भजन भाव नहीं जानू रे,
राम तुम्हारे दर्शन के हित,
राम तुम्हारे दर्शन के हित,
वन में जीवन पालू रे,
वन में जीवन पालू रे,
चरण कमल से निवल कर दो,
चरण कमल से निर्मल कर दो,
दास की झोपड़िया,
राम राम रटते रटते बीती रे उमरिया, राम राम रटते रटते बीती रे उमरिया।
रोज सवेरे वन में जाकर,
रोज सवेरे वन में जाकर,
रास्ता साफ कराती हूँ,
रास्ता साफ कराती हूँ,
अपने प्रभु के खातिर वन से,
अपने प्रभु के खातिर बन से,
चुन चुन के फल लाती हूँ,
चुन चुन के फल लाती हूँ,
मीठे मीठे बेरू की मैं भर,
मीठे मीठे भैरू की मैं भर,
लाई रे छावरिया,
राम राम रटते रटते बीती रे उमरिया, राम राम रटते रटते बीती रे उमरिया।
सुंदर श्याम सलोनी सूरत,
सुंदर श्याम सलोनी सूरत,
नयनों बीच बसाऊंगी,
नयनों बीच बसाऊंगी,
पद पंकज की रज धर मस्तक,
पद पंकज की रज धर मस्तक,
जीवन सफल बनाऊंगी,
जीवन सफल बनाऊंगी,
प्रभु जी मुझको भूल गए क्या,
प्रभु जी मुझको भूल गए क्या,
दास की रगड़िया,
राम राम रटते रटते
लो एक नजरिया।
राम राम रटते रटते बीती रे उमरिया। राम राम रटते रटते बीती रे उमरिया।
रघुकुल नंदन कब आओगे,
रघुकुल नंदन कब आओगे।
मिलने की नजरिया।
राम राम रटते रटते बीती रे उमरिया। राम राम रटते रटते बीती रे उमरिया। राम रटते रटते बीती रे उमरिया।
श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय। ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां
पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम्। अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि। भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। नमोऽस्तुते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र। येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः। प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणिये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृततुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दुग्धा गोपालनन्दनः। पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं। देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। हरि ओम।
Okay, we sing Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, and we have about maybe 12 or so verses to complete this chapter. Rajavidya, Rajaguhya is royal secret, royal knowledge. It is the knowledge of knowledge, isn't it? Yajñātva, having known which, there is nothing left to be known, which is royal knowledge. And if we have to study the essence of the chapter, it is in verse number 4 and number 5. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina matsthani sarvabhutani na chaham teshvavastitaha na cha matsthani bhutani pashyame yogameshwaram. That is teaching. I just told the whole chapter there. That is the teaching. Not the whole chapter, whole Gītā. The teaching of the Upanishads. That there is only one principle in the universe, one thing. It is called as existence, Sat. Existence is the building block for the universe. And existence is neither created nor destroyed. Nobody can do anything. Existence also doesn't change its form. Existence remains as existence. If the clay takes on the form of the pot, clay in no way changes its qualities and properties and attributes and nothing, characteristics. Clay remains as clay. If the clay takes on the form of Ravan, the clay doesn't become evil. And if the clay takes on the form of Ram, the clay doesn't become holy. The clay remains as clay, unless you make a holy pot. Your clay remains same, no change. So even though you see all these names and forms in flux in this universe, names and forms coming and going, today something is born, tomorrow it goes away, and another thing is born. So names and forms are coming into our vision, into manifestation. But really, the existence which makes up the universe is not in any way changing. So, this is the teaching. Now, there are so many other incidental things that Bhagavan deals with in the chapter, and every 2 verses or so he brings up a new topic. So today, we have to see from verse number 22 we were seeing yesterday. We'll chant that 22 again, and then we will Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ananya Shintayanto Ma Ye Jana Paryupasate.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Tesham Nitya Viyuktana Yogakshemam Vahamyaham.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ye pyanya devata bhaktaha yajante shraddhayanvitaha.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Devi mameva kaunteya yajantya vidhi purvakam.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Kanya Lal ki jai. In the previous topic, Bhagavan was speaking about those people who worship only for going to Swarga. That is, people who worship for some material benefit. In the Bhagavad Gītā and in the Upanishad, worship is not merely for any material benefit. In fact, material benefit in this world, we don't need worship. You just see a logical, rational thing. If we want to get rich, work hard. Bhagavan already gave everything to work hard. Work hard, you'll become rich. If you want to get educated, study hard, isn't it? There are many atheist people who become rich and many atheist people who get PhDs or not. They don't believe in God, that means they don't worship. But they get rich and they get PhDs also. So that proves all the thing that you think about, all your superstitious beliefs, that when I pray hard I will pass exam, or when I pray hard I will win the lottery, become rich. All superstition only. Bhagavan already gave body, mind, intellect to work hard. The person who goes only begging Bhagavan for this, begging Bhagavan for that, that person is only a beggar. Bhagavan says, those who want Swarga, yeah, well, they do all the rituals and rites because the Vedas tell how to get this and how to get that. And they reach to Swarga. Tetam bhuktva Swarga lokam vishalam kshene punye maritya lokam vishanti. All their punya finished there. And they come back here. And I told you Bhagavan is silent about how they come back. Come back here as some animal or something. Because all punya finish. You see? So in contrast to those people who worship for material benefit, Bhagavan is talking now in number 22. Ananya ashchintayanto mam ye janaha pariyupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Those people who worship me exclusively, ananya ashchintayantaha. That ananya, what I told you, that actually has two meanings. I told one of them yesterday only, perhaps. Ananya. Ananya means one meaning. I was telling that we don't see that Lord as separate from me, because He Himself says, I pervade everything. Maya tatamidam sarvam. I pervade everything in this universe. I mean, He's part and parcel of me. I am part and parcel of Him. So, not seeing Him as different from me, that He is sitting somewhere in the sky. Most people, we think that God is sitting in the sky watching and also taking notes. We think Bhagavan is taking notes. But Bhagavan has nothing better to do or what? Watch all your dirty, foul actions and take notes. Better thing to do. So, the Lord is all pervasive. He's not sitting somewhere in the sky. Then, the second meaning of this Ananya means to worship Bhagavan exclusively. To worship Bhagavan and no other. Other people worship all kind of things. Some people I don't know. I hear some people that go in the midnight in the cemetery to worship. Have you heard such things? I heard. I never see. But we hear all them kind of stories, isn't it? And one night, two fellows stole a bag of orange. And they decided that we'll go in the cemetery and we will share this orange. In the dark now they're gone. But while sneaking through the gate, two oranges fell out by the gate from the bag. So anyway, they just continue trying to get in there. And they went and hide behind a tomb. And they started going now. One for you, one for me. Sharing the bag of orange. One for you, one for me. Well, there was a security guard there who was making the rounds. And then he heard from behind a grave now. Behind a tomb. One for you, one for me. So what came in his mind, He thought, that is God and Satan. And they share in the souls. One soul for you, one soul for me. He thought that was God and Satan. Naturally, they had to be a Christian fellow because they So anyway, they were sharing oranges. He thought God and Satan sharing souls. So he gets scared. He ran away quickly. The church was nearby. He went there and he called the priest. He wake him up. Come. Hear this. He and the priest come now, and two of them listening. One for you, one for me. And suddenly one of the fella from behind the tomb now say, what about the two by the gate? And he turned and ran away from there. And good thing. Anyway, I was talking about worship. You know, some people go in the graveyard also to worship in the middle of the night. You hear all kind of worship. Bhagavan himself will talk about that just now, actually. So, to worship the Lord alone. And when we say worship the Lord alone, we're not talking about people merely who worship other types of beings and bhutas and preta, and these people worship now different things, or even Indra and Vayu and all of them, because they could perhaps give them something. We're talking about people also in this material world for whom the most important thing in their life is something material. Like for example, the whole species have come to worship money. I'm telling you, money and power. Money and power. So our gods have become all the people who have power. They are our gods. Even though people may be engaged in all sorts of corruption and all that, they are our gods. We worship money and power. The species have come like that. But Bhagavan says, Ananyāścintentaha mām ye janāha paripāsate, those who worship me alone and worship nothing in this world. Then tesham nityabhyuktānām yogakshemam vahamyam. We saw last night, I take care of everything which they have and everything which they want to get also. I take. Now, ye api anya devataha bhaktaha yajante shraddhayanvitaha te api mameva khe kaunteya yajanta avidipurvakam. He says, those people, and now from here, from this verse, aham hi sarva yajnanam and yanti devavrataha, till that verse, means in 3 verses, a very, very important point is going to be told now. And that is, in the scriptures, there is this wonderful point. And actually that thing you will see in ordinary life also. Have you heard people say, aim for the stars? I mean, if your aim is high, aim for the stars, you might reach the moon. You've heard? People say. So, in human endeavor, and this is the point, in human endeavor, we say, by the principle of karma yoga and all that in the Shastras also, in human endeavor, it is not really what we do. This is true about all human endeavor. It is not really what we do, it is the motive and attitude with which we do that thing. So if a person is doing a very simple act, let us say making pinheads. You know, pins have heads. He's just making that pinhead. But he is doing that very selflessly with 100% dedication to the greater good of the universe, thinking, you know, somebody in this world will be using this pin and somebody will get the result of my action. So he has this thought in his head, and his attitude is to serve humanity. And I'm doing it so that humanity will get the benefit, and by extension, God's creation will get the, and so God's manifested universe, projected universe will get the benefit. If he has this type of attitude, he is much better than a person who is doing a big job, CEO of a biggest company, but he is doing it selfishly for power, for position, to really enjoy all the great things that the position, all the perks that the position offers. This person who is just making pinheads and has the right attitude in the teachings of the Bhagavad Gītā, in the 3rd chapter, this person way surpasses that person, even though he may be doing a big job. Please pay attention to this. So then, in the scriptures, therefore, what really matters? What really matters is what is behind my action. That is what is going to take me towards my goal of liberation. It is what is behind the action, not the act. And this principle is utilized in law also, I told you now. You please pay attention to this. This principle is adopted and utilized in modern jurisprudence. If a person did not have an intent to kill, he is exonerated from murder. The result may be the person died. That person died. See, if a criminal has an intent to kill and he kills somebody, and this fella did not have an intent but he killed somebody, no, the killing is same or not? The killing is same. But in law, first thing the court tries to ascertain is whether there was any motive or intent there. If not, he may be charged for something else, but for this first degree murder, we thought murder must have intent or some motive. So the killing amounts to this in the end, the man there. The act is same. The act is same, but what is behind the mind is something different. And that is what even the law looks for. So this principle has been taken from Bhagavad Gītā. Bhagavan is only looking to see what is behind our mind in our karma. If we say Bhagavan is looking, of course, that is just a manner of saying. What is important is what is behind the mind, the motive or the attitude behind the mind, right? So here now, Bhagavan makes a contrast between those, when they worship, they think, see, behind the worship now, what is the thought? They are thinking of Bhagavan, the supreme reality of this universe. And there are other people who worship, but they are not thinking of that supreme reality of the universe. They are thinking about something else. No, the worship will be same, the shraddha will be same, but the thought behind the mind is something else. That principle is such a great principle throughout the scriptures. He is speaking about the ye api anya devataha bhaktaha, those who worship other devatas. Like there are people who worship Indra and Agni and Vayu and all of them to get certain Kuber. People worship Kuber to get a little money, because he is the treasurer of the heavens. And people say, oh, Kuber, smile on me then now one time. Smile on me at least once. People like Kuber. And they have shraddha also, they worship. So the worship is there, then they have shraddha also. Right? He says, in the long run, they are actually worshipping me because I am everything. Right? But even though this person is worshipping me, behind his mind, he thinks he is worshipping some other smaller devata, and that devata will do something for him. So he doesn't have any idea that he is worshipping me. But I told you just now, it is not the worship that counts. It is what is in the mind that counts. So the person has in his mind that I will worship such and such devata, and I will get this and this thing. And it doesn't work. Look, you just tell me. If prayers used to work, I'm just asking. If prayers used to work, where you didn't have to do anything, you sit down home and you pray, you get karaili in your backyard. The seed that walk come from somewhere, and they come there and grow. The karaili seed would have walked from somewhere and come and stay by your fence and grow up, and you'll get karaili. If you pray hard enough, you just tell me, do you believe that there is anybody in this world who has lived in all of the thousands of years of human civilization, anybody who has lived in this world and he didn't plant karaili, he sit down in his house and he pray, hey Bhagwan, please give me karaili, and he pray over and over, and the karaili seed come and grow for itself? You think anybody who has lived in all of these thousands of years ever did this? But if you think in that way, you have to be crazy just like he. Isn't it? How you get karaili? You just tell. You go and you get the seed. You watch by your neighbor fence. You see a ripe one split. You know any Karali ripe it is? Split like that. And you collect some seed from the ripe one and you come and plant it. So you tell me, between the two things, planting the Karali will give you Karali or praying for Karali will give you Karali? Which one will give? Planting the Karali, Vaya. If prayers used to work, nobody would have to plant anything. Correct? If prayers used to work, you would have to plant anything. You sit down and pray. We have to plant. If prayer is to work, you would have no sick people in the hospital. All this superstition you have come down with you for centuries and centuries and centuries. Anyway, if you want health and you don't want to end up in the hospital, you have to live a healthy lifestyle. Correct or not? You eating all kind of unhealthy junk thing and then you're praying on the next side, Bhagavan, oh God, don't let this pain come now. You say, oh God, yeah, they also. Don't let the pain come now. As soon as you don't pray, go and start to eat junk food again. That prayer will ever work? No. It's a very simple thing. So prayer is not for this thing. In 7th chapter, Bhagavan deals with this prayer. Chaturvidha bhajante mam, yajna paripas. I mean, 4 types of people worship him. Prayer is, you see, after you plant Karali, let me tell you, right? You're not by prayer. After you plant the Karali, and you go and you pick it, and you cut it up, and you sit down to eat, you go eat in peace of mind, with peace of mind. Prayer is to sit down to eat. Because if your mind disturbed, you don't eat and you don't know where you eat. Correct or not? You finish eating and because your mind is so disturbed, you forget what you eat. And not only that, some people, when their mind is so disturbed, they go on eating. When you're supposed to eat half a belly, you eat 1.5 belly. Because the mind was. You can't enjoy anything in this world unless the mind is calm and quiet and peaceful, and you enjoy. Mind is the instrument for enjoying anything in the world. So the prayer is to keep that mind calm and quiet and peaceful, so that when you work with your hands, whatever the fruit or the result that come from the work, you will be able to enjoy that thing. That is what prayer is for, not to get the thing. Prayer is for having calmness and peace in the mind. Otherwise, without a peaceful mind, you can't enjoy a single thing. So, there are people who now worship all these various forms of God, but behind their mind they have some other idea, and it's usually some worldly idea, some materialistic idea, some idea with some desire in mind. And that Bhagavan said, really, I am the one that pervades all things. So they are worshipping me. Because if you suppose you are worshipping Indra. Indra has power. Indra has wealth. So you are worshipping Indra, you get some power and some wealth. Really, Indra's power and Indra's wealth and Indra himself is pervaded by Bhagavan only. So that is coming from the Lord only. But, he says, such people, they don't know. And they have the idea that I am only worshipping Indra, some lesser form of the Lord, and I am worshipping for some material thing. So while I put the same effort to worship, and I have the same Shraddha, those are the 2 words he uses. Yajanta avidipurva. Shraddhayanvitaha. Shraddhayanvitaha. I have, you see, the same Shraddha I will have for Bhagavan. The same Shraddha means faith I will have for Indra. So the Shraddha is same. Then the amount of time and effort I'll put for worshipping Bhagavan and the amount of time and effort I'll put for worshipping Indra, that also will be same. But behind the mind, something else will be there. You see? And it is that, he says, that person worships avidipurvakam, not having the right attitude and understanding behind the mind, and that person will reach that only, he'll tell in 2 verses down. If that is the level he will be. So now why? I put the same effort and same faith, Shraddha, same effort, same Shraddha, But I will reach where? The one who put the same effort and the same shraddha, he will reach something higher. You see how the universe is structured? So action by itself, being jada, means inert, when it is accompanied by the mind, which is enlivened by consciousness, and the right attitude is there in that mind, it warrants a different result. When the attitude in the mind is the right one. And the same action, when the attitude in the mind is not the right one, it warrants a different result. This is how this thing works, you see. And that is why you sometimes, have you seen in the world, two people do the same thing and one get more result than the other. Have you seen that? It happens all the time. They're doing the same amount of effort and same everything. They get different result. Two fellas did dig in a hole in this hot sun. Hot sun, blazing sun. And they dig in, and their supervisor stand up under a tree. Nearby. And he is the supervisor. So he's just watching. He's called Dhyaksha. So he's watching them there. So one asking the next one now. One that we digger asking the next one. He say, but look at this. We are human beings just like him. We're working for the same company. How come he has the privilege of standing under a tree in the shade and do nothing, and two of us have to stand in the hot sun here and dig? So the other one said, well, I don't know. Why don't you go and ask him? So this fellow, okay. So he go on there. So he asked the supervisor now. He said, how come two of you working so hard in the hot sun here digging and you stand up in the shade here? What give you that privilege? He said, well, that's because I have akal. Akal means brain. I have akal. So this fellow said, what is akal? What is akal? He said, I will show you what is akal. The supervisor said, I will show you what is akal. He said, he put his hand on the tree. He tell this fellow now. He said, take your shovel and hit my hand. So this fellow take up the shovel and fire, whap at the hand and pull the hand. And the shovel break. He said, that is akal. So this fellow gone back there now. He tell the next one. He said, he have that privilege because he have akal. So this one said, what is akal? The next one now asking him, what is akal? He said, I can show you what is akal. He put his hand on his face. He said, take your shovel and hit my hand. Hare Rama. No? Yeah. Two of them, no? Akal. So the idea in the story and in the incident is all of this, right? Really, it is that thing which is inside when it contains the right attitude and understanding and motive and all of that thing that makes all the difference. That is the thing that makes all the difference. This thing is going to be highlighted. So this is a very, very important point. Because see, this is not there in these words which I am telling, but it's there right behind the lines. That is why. See, I also used to read this Gītā, until I met a guru. You can't see it. If you read, you don't see. See, Bhagwan will tell now. Aham hi sarva yajnana bhokta cha prabhure vacha.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
न तो माम अभिजानन्ति तत्तेवान
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
न तो माम अभिजानन्ति तत्त्वेनातशवन्ति ते
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
यान्ति देवव्रता देवा पितॄन्यान्ति पितृव्रताः
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
भूतानि यान्ति भूतेज्या यान्ति मद्याजिनोऽपि माम्
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
In the final analysis, I am really the bhokta, the enjoyer of all things in this world. So if you worship some lower form or you worship some bhuta preta or whatever people worship, really speaking, eventually it is the Lord who is the supreme consciousness. So He is the final enjoyer of all things in the universe. That is one principle. Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha. And it is only by Him only that the yajna was possible. He is the Prabhu of that yajna, the master. Nahi maam avijananti tatvena tashchyavanti te. And people not knowing that, they fall. Chyavanti here doesn't mean fall. It means he ends up with a lesser result than he could have ended up with. He ends up with a lesser result. It means he falls short of the supreme result. Why? With the same effort and same shraddha, you place it on something lower. And same effort and same shraddha, if you had placed it on Krishna, you would have excelled. That is the idea. And based on that now, he says here, and this is where the whole thing comes to a conclusion, very concluding verse in this section with this idea. He says, Yanti deva vrataha devan. Those who worship the devas, like Agni and Vayu and all of them who are there in Swarga. He said, well, they go to the devas. Pitrin yanti pitra vrataha. Those who worship the pitris, they go to the pitri in Pitralok, where all ancestors are there for some time. You may not see your ancestors, but some ancestors will be there. So they go there. Bhutani yanti bhutejaha. And those who worship the bhutas, means all the other beings, worship all sorts of the dark forces. Those who worship those who engage in the occult sciences, And they get so many bones and feathers and lime and pepper and onion peel. We used to hear all kind of things. All right. Yeah, they go to those If you worship Bhuta, Preta, Ghost and Goblin and all, you will go through that. And then the last one. Yanti madhyajinopi mam. Those who worship me, they come to me. And please, I'm telling you, you just have to see. The people who worship all the various things, the amount of effort and shraddha and everything is the same, you know. It's the same. But you are worshipping lesser forces in the universe. So that there is where you will reach. Because what is behind the mind is what is going to take you, not the act. You see? So the understanding that there is a supreme Lord of this universe who is described in the preceding verses in this chapter, who is all pervasive, who is of the nature of existence. That Lord in whom all names and forms rest. The understanding and appreciation of that Lord, and now worshipping that Lord with shraddha and putting self-effort, that person will reach there. In other words, we reach, in our evolution, we reach a point that is in line with our understanding. And what is really in the mind? You wouldn't believe how these type of principles, if understood clearly, you will be able to figure out so many things in this world. So many. Every day, see, look here. How we find ourselves in such all predicaments on a daily basis. I will show you. You just see my predicament. I just show you. Today, there will be young people who will find a partner in life, a boyfriend or a girlfriend, right? And then they will come and they will tell me, Swamiji, I find somebody, you know. I say, well, you better than me. No, just jokingly, I'll tell her. But anyway, the person will, no, they will come, they will introduce this, that and all that kind of thing. And in 1 or 2 minutes, I will know whether there is a good match or there is not a good match. But now, see my predicament now. I know that there is not a good match, but what you go do? Drop this person. I go tell. Second thing, even if I tell, they ain't dropping nobody. Huh? They're not dropping a... So just leave it. Just leave it. Then, 1, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months pass. That thing break up by itself because that's not a good match. Break up. Then they'll come back whichever side now. Swamiji, talk to them now. Because one side will want to go and the other side will be heartbroken. Whichever side goes, they'll be happy. The other side which is left back, they will be heartbroken, and it's equal on both sides. Boy and girl. And it could happen to any one of them. And then they come by me now to him. Well, where I go do now? It goes on. Up till yesterday, nothing happened to me. Over and over, I see it. Because people actually don't study Shastras. When you study Shastras, you look behind a person's mind to see his level of evolution. And that is based on what degree of understanding he has in his mind with regard to this universe. But in other words, just to take this as a guide, right? He is worshipping Bhuta Preta. I mean, his mind is at this level. He is worshipping gods or he is worshipping Bhagwan. And I'm just using this, but that goes for all faiths. I mean, if you just translate that in ordinary, I only think about my little own selfish ends here, or I have a consciousness, my consciousness is broader, it has widened to embrace my community, at least I'm doing something for my community, or my consciousness has widened even broader to embrace the world, and I care about the ecological system which is now affecting the whole globe and causing all the icebergs to melt and all things which are happening here. What is transpiring in my universe? What is going on? My mind is there, my mind is in that smaller group, or my mind is with my little family, or my mind is only with myself. These are all different levels or not? So a person's evolution, a person's standard of his existence, it can be easily seen based on his consciousness. Like my consciousness extends only to my own body, or my consciousness broadens a little bit to embrace my family, or it broadens even more to embrace my whole community, or it broadens more to embrace the whole world. That is what actually determines a person's level of evolution. And you are one person, your level of evolution is there, and you're going to pick up it. This Rakshas whose level of evolution is there only. You know quickly, this thing is not going to work. Rakshas or Rakshasi, whatever, you know. So you please, that's why the scriptures have to be studied and see. Here it is given, the analysis is so wonderful as to what exactly is at the back of the mind. Now the two people will be doing the same thing, but one has a higher level of evolution, depending on the pervasiveness of his awareness and consciousness. This principle can be applied to so many aspects of life. And Bhagavan said that is what really counts. So now, if the person worships the Bhuta Preta, ghosts and goblins, he reaches there. He worships the gods, he reaches there. He worships me, he reaches me. Therefore, for those who want to reach me, those who want to reach the highest reality, this is what now he gives in verse number 26 and 27. 2 verses. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yo Me Bhaktya Prayachati.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Tadaham Bhaktu Pahritam Ashnami Prayatatmanaha.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Yat karoshi yadashnasi yat juhoshi dadasi yat.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Based on what you were just telling, we see very clearly, it is not what I do. In Guru used to say this whole thing in a very simple line. It's not what I do, it's how I do what I. How means what? What is the motive behind my mind? What is the understanding, the motive and the intention behind the mind? Those are the things that is important. So Bhagavan says, Patram, one leaf, all of this is given singular. Phalam, one fruit. Pushpam, one flower. Toyam, one drop of water. You can't say one water. Toya means one drop of water. Yome bhaktya prachiti, who offers to me with devotion. Now see what is counting is the devotion which is behind the mind. Tad aham bhakti upahritam ashnami prayatatmanaha. That which has been given with devotion by that devotee, I accept, I take. So, please see now and rearrange the mathematical equation in your mind. Some people say, Shuru se, hamara maths to kamzor hai. From the beginning itself, my maths weak. People are not very good at maths. Our mathematics in our mind right now, see. If I give this much, I will get the same amount of blessings. That's the kind of mathematics we have in our mind. So our blessing is actually based on how much we give. It doesn't work like that. It's not how much. How much is a relative thing. Let me give you a real story. Real story. Some big project we were doing in the ashram. I don't remember, many years ago. So I know a fellow he is a very rich man. We know each other very well. So I went there and I said, yeah, we're doing this project in the ashram. See now what you could do for the project. Yeah man, no. Take out the checkbook then. And you write $1,000 check. 1,000. So I took it and I come back. But we just go. You get anything, you don't get anything. Our job is to go. So I took the $1,000 check and I came back to the ashram. While I was coming back, Hema called me and she said that there's somebody in the ashram to see you. I said, where? And it was raining bucket a drop. I'm driving, coming back now. When I came back, he's sitting on the stairs, on the steps, and he have an umbrella. So I say, old gentleman, quite aged. I say, where you coming from, uncle? He coming from somewhere, not very far from here. There's some squatting area near the San Fernando flyover, somewhere on that side. Some squatting area. He said, coming from there. How you came here? In all this rain and all. He said, well, I take a taxi from there and I go on San Fernando. And from San Fernando, I take a taxi and I reach Macbean by the junction. And from the junction, I remember, I walk inside. There's 1.5 kilometers inside. Really? All this thing? So why you come here? He says, Swamiji, man, I was listening to you on radio. And I hear you have this project. And he pulled out a old envelope from his pocket. I said, I bring this thing for your project. In that thing, there was $1,000. So I just come from a multimillionaire who gave me $1,000. And this is a poor fellow who living in a shack, who take a taxi from there to there and one from there to there and walk the rest of the way in the rain. And he come and he sing and he waiting to because I was not there. You tell me, who give more money there? That first $1,000 I get, that could ever match this $1,000? Not in lifetimes. The two cannot match. Correct or not? You see what counts? $1,000 is same. But that thing is of no consequence. It is some other thing which we are looking at which is behind. Correct or not? Yeah? So you please rearrange the mathematics in your head that if I give this much, then I will get. See, if I give $1,000 and that fellow give $1,000, the two of you get the same blessing. You rearrange this mathematics in your head, eh? That has to be real. People's understanding of how karma and how things work in this world is so shallow and flawed. And every day I see you all in some which you talk in Shastras, I see it every day in real. Every single day. So now, Bhagavan says, look, a little leaf, a flower, a fruit, one drop of water. What do you go offer to me which I don't have already? And whose leaf it is? You could make a leaf or what? You could ever make a leaf in your life? The leaf already belongs to him. So, but what he is looking for, and see, 2 times in the 2 lines, the 2 words come there. What is that? Bhaktya. Means, bhaktya is the 3rd case of bhakti. With love, devotion. In the 1st line. And Bhagavan, bhakti upahritam, again in the 2nd line. Just to remind us, I am only looking for what is behind that act of giving. You give me, yes. That is why our Puja Gurudev used to say, if you have to give a beggar something, you please, nicely you give. You don't take the coin and throw it for the beggar. Better you did not. Give. Nicely we have to give. One fellow, in the old days, he was working on Salvatore building on the top floor. That was the tallest building that time. So downstairs by the door, by the entrance, there's a man who used to sell peanuts. One pudiya. You know that pudiya cone-shaped paper thing? Cone-shaped paper, long time they used to put that peanut inside there. In Hindi they call it pudiya. So he used to sell those peanuts in pudiya. So this man used to feel sorry for this peanut vendor, He used to come there and he used to put 25 cents. That time peanuts was 25 cents. He used to put 25 cents there and walk away. He never used to take the peanuts. Every time he come down from the top, by the peanut vendor, he used to put the 25 cents on a little table there and walk away. So he did that for a long, long time. So one day now when he put his 25 cents and he walk away, the peanut vendor called him back. He said, come. Call him back. So the man said, no, I know why you're calling me back. You're calling me back to ask me why I have been putting 25 cents here for so long and I have not been taking the peanuts. He said, no, may I call you back for that? I call you back to tell you that peanut gone up to 50 cents. What a thing! Hare Rama. In this world, I tell you, have all kind of things. Yeah? This man has been very nicely giving, and he very nicely was putting it down also every day. Not? Because he had love for this fellow, and the fellow working so hard, diligently. Every day he comes there religiously. So he used to give. But that we have to give like that. Anyway, so Bhagavan says, I am looking for what is behind the act, not how much you give. Behind the act is more important. Okay. Then tomorrow we will see from the next Yat Karoshi. Therefore, whatever you do, offer it to me. We'll see that tomorrow. Okay.